Hey guys, we're looking at changing forms. What do I mean by that? Well, going from exponential form to logarithmic and going from logarithmic to exponential. So right now we're going to look at going from exponential to logarithmic. So this is obviously an exponential form because we have an exponent and there's no log here. So changing forms. In order to change forms, you just need to know a few pieces of information about a log. So remember that when you write a log, you write log for log. Remember that the base is the subscript number. And then we have the argument. I'll just put a big A here for argument. And then remember that a logarithm represents an exponent. So let's just use E for exponent. Help us remember. So we're filling in the information. We're changing forms. So starting off, going from exponential to log, we write down log. And then the base number is going to be the base of the exponent, which is 7. And then we have the argument, which is going to be the 49. And then the exponent goes in the answer place, so 2. So 7 squared equals 49. Log base 7 of 49 equals 2. So if we want to write an equation in logarithmic form, we put the base in, then the argument, and then the exponent. It kind of goes in a circular motion like this, in this order. First the base, then the argument, then the exponent. B, A, E. B, A, E. B, A, E. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Another example. And let's say we have 3 to the negative 2 power equals 1/9. Okay? So first thing we do is we write down log, then the base, then the argument, and that's going to equal the exponent. And that's how you change exponential to logarithmic form. Base, argument, exponent. BAE. Alright, let's go the other direction now. Let's go from logarithmic to exponential. So let's say that we're given log base 2 of 8 equals 3. So when going from logarithmic to exponential, we pretty much go the same order. We start with the base. That would be a 2. Then the exponent, which is a 3. And then the argument, which is an 8. And that works out. 2 to the 3rd power equals 8. So base, then exponent, and then argument. Okay, let's look at another one. Log of 10,000 equals 3. Okay, we start off with base, which in this case it's a common logarithm, so we're going to start off with 10. So base, exponent, argument. So 10 to the third power equals 1,000. It goes in the circle. And that's how you change forms. So let's say we want to solve this logarithmic equation. In this form, it's not very helpful. So what we want to do is, when we solve a logarithmic equation, we want to change it to exponential form. And so to do that, we would have 3 base, okay, exponent, argument. So 3 to the x power equals 27. And then we can solve. We've learned how to solve. When we have a variable in the exponent, we take the log of both sides. Bring the x down front. Solving for x, we divide by log of 3. And plugging that into our calculator, we get x equals 3. You probably saw that answer back up here, right? 3 to the third power is 27? Sure you did. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Log base x so here's one. Log base x of 3 equals 1/3. To solve a logarithmic equation, we want to change forms. So we start off with the base raised to the exponent equals the argument, like one circle. Now to solve this problem, what we want to do is we want to cancel out the 1/3. So to cancel out an exponent, we're going to raise it to the reciprocal, which is 3 over 1. So, or 3. So we're going to raise both sides to the third power. 1/3 times 3 is 1. So x equals 27. So log base 27 of 3 is equal to 1/3. Okay, let's look at another example. So this one we're trying to solve for the argument. So again, we change forms. We start off with the base, raise that to the exponent, and set that equal to the argument. So x equals 400. So those are the 3 different types of log equations you might need to solve. One where you're solving for the exponent, one where we're solving for the base, and one where we're solving for the argument. So as you're working through the worksheet, you may want to look back to each type of problem to help you solve. See you guys tomorrow in class.